Alright, I greet you lovers of freedom. This video wanna watch, this very video you guys just watched now. The video now, Southern Sudan politicians, they're corrupt politicians. They embezzle the public fund, they abuse their office. And the military of Southern Sudan now arrested them. They tried them in court. And right here, they are taking them to prison. They are taking them to prison. And funny enough, the vehicle they used in taking them to prison, this very vehicle you are seeing here, is the vehicle they are using for to hunt animal. That's the vehicle. They are convening them to prison. Nigerian soldiers, on the see on a mate. Hope you guys are seeing your guys, fellow Kake men. You know where you guys have strength is where civilians are. That's where you guys have strength. That's where you guys can showcase that you are a soldier, that you are a military man. Look at Sudanese soldiers. Do you see how they are taking care of business? But in the case of Nigeria, we've seen that Nigerian soldiers these days now, they are not content creators. I don't know if they are content creators and prank creators. Instead of you guys to do the needful, you open your phone, open camera, and be talking. Whereas in other countries, their fellow Kake men, they are doing the needful. See, I'm now Sudan politicians. The money they borrowed from IMF, they embezzled the money. They used the money to buy houses, both in Switzerland and US. You know, now their soldiers now decided to do the needful. Soldiers now decided to do the needful. You see the citizens there. You see how the citizens are dealing with them. Can this happen in Nigeria? Can this happen in Nigeria? You know, Nigerian citizens, like there's this guy, they called him Giraffe. You will watch the video, there are some things the guy said. And what that guy said in the video is absolutely truth. They've conditioned Nigerians that no matter what their politicians do, they can't do anything. I don't know. Sometimes I'll be asking myself, what is actually wrong with Nigerians? Oh, they care. To them, the highest thing they can do is to come on social media and rant. That's all they can do. Whereas in other countries, you will see their citizens. Once this thing is not comfortable with them, they will take a proactive action. Look at Kenya the other day. Look at the kind of massive protest Kenyans did. I recommended them for that. I recommend them for that. They tried. Slow and steady, they will still get there. It's just that the security agents are also useless. The way Nigeria own is. I don't know the kind of juju, I don't know the kind of diabolic power this Britain is using in their colonies, because it looks as if it's only Anglophone colonies that is somehow not, taking a very decisive action like Francophone colonies. Check all the whole Anglophone colonies. You will discover that the kind of actions Francophone are taking, both their citizens and their military and their military, the actions they are taking, Anglophone colonies are not doing so. The Anglophone colonies, they are not doing so. Don't know the kind of voodoo Britain used on the colony that made them not to take a proactive action to end their penury and suffering. I don't know. I want you guys to listen to what this Jollof said, because the guy made a lot of sense. Yeah, he make a lot of sense in this video. Nigerian small as young. Nigerian soldiers small as young, a fellow soldier. If it is to attack, if it is to buy innocent civilians, you guys will do that one very, very fast. All you guys does is to come on social media and be complaining. I don't know if you guys are complaining to the helpless Nigerians, the ones you guys buy the men. Because if they decide to come out for protest, now still you guys go buy them. They will send you people to come and buy them. Now you guys are making series of videos complaining. When I watch, please, after watching, like and share the video. Peace and love.
You see, there is this thing I have been thinking about, and I believe that it is worth sharing because it might inspire someone in a kind of way.
Continue.
Now, I have every reason to believe that the biggest tragedy of this country is not poor leadership. The bigger tragedy is that we have a population of timid people.
Hell.
We have a population that have been conditioned not to realize that they deserve better.
Jay.
We have a population of people that have been conditioned to settle for less.
Hell.
And our society is structured to condition us this way without us even realizing.
Wickedness.
Now come to think of it. From the time we were small, we grew up in homes. In most of our African homes, it was a taboo to ask questions.
Hell.
When you are given an instruction or asked to do something, you don't have the right to ask why. Because by the time they spank your head, you will realize why you don't have to ask why.
For what? Why?
Sometimes disagreeing with your parents is a mortal sin.
Don't know why it's going on.
They say you cannot beat a child and tell the child not to cry. But our African homes most times do not follow this principle. They didn't even allow us to express our pain sometimes. They will beat you and tell you, shh.
What?
If I hear pim, hey! Sometimes they beat you when you want to cry. They will beat you to swallow your tears. Swallow those tears. And when you swallow the tears, you start sounding like a generator that has carburetor problem. Most of the people you see with broad chest, it's not gym, it's the tears they swallowed when they were small. Now, we went on to schools and they tried to push us into a rigid curriculum without any space for creativity.
Hell.
Most of the things we crammed and vomited in the exam hall were things we didn't know how they are supposed to shape our lives, but we didn't have the right to ask any question. Even the teacher that was teaching us did not know why he was teaching us, but he was teaching us because that was what he was taught to teach us.
70 years old man.
In our African school, we had teachers that in our young minds, we knew these people had no reason being in the classroom as teachers. But you didn't have the right to tell the school authority that this person is ruining your academic foundation. If you do that, you become a rebel.
You don't know.
We did not even know that it was our right to demand better. Going to the university, we followed the same pattern. They forced us to buy books that we do not need. And you cannot question anything. School curriculum is designed for study to move from 8 to 1 so that you can rest and recharge for the next day. A lecturer will shift his own lecture from 12 to 4, keep you in school for extra 3 hours. And then by 4:15, he will now send the message that he can no longer make it.
Hell.
no explanation. We didn't even know that it was our right to at least get an apology.
Look at you.
Maybe it was part of the training. They were teaching us patience and perseverance.
It is smoky book.
Now you went to the labor market. You got a job. 1 week into the job, they are already giving you task that is way outside your job description. But you don't have the right to ask questions. You don't have the right to ask why. You are supposed to work from 9 to 5. Go home and rest and recharge for the next day. But they give you job you will take at home. And you will use your rest time to do extra work. Yet they expect you to be strong to come back by 8 the next morning.
Hell.
But you can't question anything. You can't even ask for a raise. Because it's right to give you extra job. But when you ask for extra pay, you become rebellious and greedy.
God will see you.
So from a young age, this conditioning continues to happen and we don't realize it. Some people will even use their hard-earned money to pay for a goods or service. And they get something substandard. They won't even have the will to say this is not what I ordered for. So even with your hard-earned money, the system cheats you. But you cannot complain.
Yeah, maybe.
And this is partly part of the reasons for the kind of political culture that we have. Because we are a society that accepts anything. And that is why in politics, they are packaging anything and they are selling to us because they know we are going to buy. That is why a country of 230 million people, a country with the brightest intellectuals and people making impact in different sectors of world economy, when it comes to presidential election, they will now package people who needs to go and swear affidavit just to prove to us that they went to primary school. Yes! And guess what? We will buy. And they will win. Because we don't have the heart to say no.
Think about your life.
That is the population we have. Do you know why somebody can tell you, if I don't give you constant electricity, if I come back for second term, don't vote for me?
Okay.
And then they will not give you electricity, not to talk of the constant. They will still have the mind to come back to ask you for a second term. Because they know we have short memories. We don't have standards. We don't have the mind to ask for accountability. So anybody can do anything and get away with it.
Man, know thyself. You don't know yourself.
It is in this country that a governor will build 500-kilometer roads. And the radio will not allow us to rest.
Hell.
Anytime you open the radio, you will hear Chief Nwakelo Chogwanye has praised the state governor, Chief Okwoze Amozo, for building 500-kilometer road that stretch from Angmamadu to Angmamo. Hey! If the governor that is collecting billions in monthly state allocation does not build road, is it me that will build it?
This man.
And in this state of Jamboree, nobody is asking that this project under normal circumstances should cost 1 billion. And in the state allocation budget, they wrote 3 billion. The other 2 billion, where is it?
That is not corruption.
Because we are a nation of a population where they make us believe that our right is a privilege. In my senatorial zone, a senator went to the Senate House, spent 4 years. He did not sponsor a bill. He did not sponsor any motion. He was more absent in the House than he was present. And after 4 years, he came back for a second term. And guess what? He won.
Photo.
Because we are a population that don't ask for track record. Once they smile and raise hand on campaign posters, old things pass away.
You must learn a lesson.
That is part of the problem. I know a House of Assembly member who commissioned a Bet Naija shop as a constituency project.
What?
But guess what? He has spent more than a century in the house.
Hell.
Why is that? We don't have standards at all. We are a nation of timid people.
You get it?
Where I did my youth service, the local government chairman built a new gate in the secretariat.
Okay.
I did not say he built a new secretariat. I did not say he built a new building. He did not even build a new fence. He just removed the old gate and put a new one. Then put that slab on top for this for signboard. If you see the commissioning ceremony, women were in new set of uniforms, people were dancing. I can swear that they spent more on commissioning the gate than they spent on building the gate. You know why? Because we are a population of people who celebrate mediocrity. And as we continue to celebrate mediocrity, mediocrity will not cease. It will not cease. Do you know in 2023, some young men were hired to be political thugs. And after that, what happened? When time came for land allocation, they allocated to their sons. When it was time to study abroad, their children. When it was time for medical trips, they went. When it was time for business, they gave to their associates. In 2027, they will hire these same people as thugs. And you know what? These people will still put their lives on the line.
Not be juju be that.
Because we are a society of people that we are being used, yet being made to believe that they are doing us a favor by using us.
That is not corruption.
I can swear that in 2027, you see Yelewata in Benue State, they are going to bring campaign buses there. And relatives of people who have lost their lives will still enter those campaign buses to go and stand in solidarity with the same people.
You don't know.
You know why? Because not only are we a society that has embraced suffering, we have believed that it is part of our fundamental human rights.
Holy Ghost fire!
So the problem is not poor leadership. The problem is the fact that we have accepted it, we have endorsed it, we have accommodated it, and we are celebrating it.
It is finished.
Do you know why so many politicians now are running into the campaign into the ruling party? Because we are a population of timid people. We don't have the mind to fight impunity. So since we cannot beat them, let us get in so that the shadow of impunity can cover us.
Funny people.
So the only people that can make this thing right is us. And the only way we can do it is to take away this timidity and embrace bravery. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is ability to act even when that fear is available.
We must learn.
We must demand better. Because you cannot get better until you demand better.
Yes.
Even the almighty, all-loving God who knows the desires of our hearts, sometimes he doesn't act until we come to him in prayer and make demands. So until the population realizes that they deserve better and it is their right to ask for better, and they can say no when standards are not met, nothing is going to change.
We have to rise up.
And having realized that I need to ask before I can receive, that is why I'm also asking you to honor me with your presence on the 24th of August 2025 for the launch of my book, The Trophy Child. And venue is Vanessa Paris Hotels, opposite Market Square, Olu Road, Owerri, not too far from Avan, Ikoku Federal College of Education.
You get it?
You see, nothing can change until we demand for a change. Just start to be with this country, and nobody should agree with timidity. We